Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we are digging into something we all think we're good at, something we pretty much have to do every day, multitasking. But what if I told you science says we've got it all wrong?
Just picture it. You're on a Zoom call, you're trying to look super engaged, but you're also, typing out an email. Plus, your phone is buzzing off the hook. You feel like a productivity ninja, right? Like you're just crushing it?
But what if all that juggling is actually just dropping the ball over and over again? Cognitive psychology has a little secret about what's really going on in your brain. So let's dive in. Okay, so we all have this image in our heads, right? We want to be like Doctor Strange, just effortlessly managing a million different things at once, all in perfect harmony. That's the dream. But here's the big twist from all the research. Our brains don't actually do two things at the same time. Nope. Instead, we're a lot more like the Flash, just zipping from one task to another at lightning speed. It feels like we're doing it all at once, but it's really not the same thing. Exactly. And every single time you make one of those super fast switches, your brain has to pay little price, like a tiny invisible tax. And this is where the science gets super interesting, because it explains why you feel so completely wiped out after a supposedly productive day. So this idea is really the heart of it all. It's called task switching. Your prefrontal cortex, think of it like the air traffic controller for your brain, isn't juggling multiple planes at once. It's frantically clearing one runway to land another plane, then clearing that one to land the next. It's a constant scramble. And here's what that scramble costs you. Researchers have found that it takes, on average, about 250 milliseconds to shift your mental gears. Now that sounds like nothing, right? But think about how many times you check your phone, reply to a chat, or glance at another tab. That tiny time tax, it adds up. A lot. And this just lays it out so perfectly. Over on the left, you've got that amazing flow state. You know the feeling, when you're just completely locked in on one thing. It's a smooth, direct path forward. But on the right, that's task switching. It's a messy, chaotic zigzag that's just bleeding time and mental energy with every single turn. So if all this switching is so bad for us, is there anyone who's actually good at it? I mean, are there some real-life superheroes out there who can actually pull it off? Well, researchers looked into this, and you know what? The results are pretty fascinating. It turns out our ability to handle all this switching follows a U-shaped curve over our lives. We actually hit our peak ability in young adulthood. But both as kids and as we get older, the cost of trying to juggle tasks gets a lot higher. It really shows you how this is a cognitive skill that changes as we age. And get this, your personality can actually play a pretty big role too. Studies looking at the big 5 personality traits found that people high in conscientiousness tend to perform better, probably because they're better organized. But on the flip side, neuroticism is often linked to way more frequent anxiety-driven switching that isn't effective at all. Okay, but here's the real kicker. This is my favorite part. The research shows again and again that the people who multitask the most, the ones who really believe they're amazing at it, are usually the absolute worst at it. It's a total paradox. They actually have more trouble tuning out distractions, and their working memory takes a big hit. So we've pretty much busted the whole multitasking myth, and we've seen that these so-called supertaskers are incredibly rare. So what are the real-world costs of living in this crazy task-switching world we've all created? And the science on this is crystal clear. These costs aren't just something you feel, they are totally measurable. Every time you switch, you're more likely to make a mistake, the task ends up taking longer, it gets harder to remember what you were just doing, and maybe worst of all, it actually weakens your ability to focus on what really matters. So it turns out the ultimate life hack, the ultimate productivity secret, isn't some complicated app or system. It's just this. It's about mastering your own focus. It's about winning that internal battle against the urge to switch and just giving one important thing the full, undivided power of your attention. So we'll just leave you with that question to think about. In a world that is constantly pulling you in a million different directions, your greatest power is choosing where you place your focus. Thanks so much for joining us on The Explainer.